name is Steve Stevens, the best sports consultant money can buy. I make more money betting sports than anybody in the world. I'm the one that tells you who to bet. I'm not a bookie, I'm the Bookie Killer.
If money talks, then I got a lot to say. I'm on the grind trying to make $100,000 a day. The game that I pick, believe me, it's a winner. What I know could get you rich, cause all I pick is winners. Welcome to Las Vegas. Money talks, money talks. Welcome to Las Vegas.
Welcome back. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. I'm Darren Otero, a.k.a. Steve Stevens. They call me El Scorcho around the sports books because I'm hot as a pistol, hot as fish grease, hotter than Khloe Kardashian's pussy at an NBA game, and you know how hot that is. Welcome back. I couldn't be more excited. Everybody's been wondering where the hell I am, or where I was, I should say. I told you guys, a couple of my clients know, had to take a little 14-day trip, went down to New York City for a little while, had to go see a couple of my big-time clients out there. It's September 19th, 2019, podcast number 234. And I tell you what, guys, we have a phenomenal show for you today. We're going to show you some things and do some things today that you possibly could not imagine. I want to give a shout-out to the Aria Hotel, the Cosmo, Bellagio, for absolutely being good sports and allowing VIP Sports for taking them down for over 7 figures in the last 3 weeks. So shout out to you guys as well. Sitting here with my co-host, Paparazzi. What's going on out there, Poppy?
Not too much. Great day. Weather's awesome. Welcome back. We missed you.
Well, thank you, brother. I mean, I got well rested, made a lot of money, and figured I might have to come on back and do my thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we did miss you. You kept the golden nuggets coming, that's for sure.
The Nuggets never stop, dude. I mean, they bottom line, get the fucking job done.
Hold on. Time out.
What's up, the skipper?
What's up, Steve Stevens?
What's going on, Skip?
Hey, why don't you go back to producing?
I'll go produce the show.
Let me take this shit over.
I told you guys we were gonna have some major situations today, guys.
Paparazzi.
We promised you guys that we would do the podcast with the Big Skipper and Steve Stevens. Here you fucking go. What up, Skip?
What up, Steve? How was your trip? I got to get settled in here in a second.
Go ahead.
Give me a second, all right?
As you know, the last few weeks he's been a good sport while I've been out of town, and the fans have been wanting us to come back. So here we the fuck are.
How was your trip, dude? New York? Wow. New York City, Miami.
Yeah. Shout out to CJ out there in Miami. Shout out to all the big booty Latinos out there in Miami.
Nice.
Sitting out at the beach. That was a nice scene to look at out there.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, they say Vegas has, the most beautiful people, men and women. I don't know. Miami's pretty fucking serious.
Have you looked at me lately?
Yeah, gorgeous. You know what
Come on, man.
Absolutely, bro.
Is that me or are you going nuts with the mic?
I don't fucking know. Either way, the dynamic duo is back, ladies and gentlemen. And for those of you guys that don't know, Skip and I are by far the 2 biggest people and figures in the sports betting business. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Nobody gets the job done like I do, and there ain't a motherfucker in the world that pounds out baseball and outsells the big fucking Skipper. He runs the room, he brings us millions of dollars in a year, and I figure we owe it to him to give him a fantastic show, bro.
Welcome back, Steve Stevens.
Welcome
and the
back.
Big Skipper, the VIP Sports Podcast. Listen, man, let's get right into it. Stop all the fucking chin music. Start telling these people how to make some money.
We're going to do a giveaway, guys. And, we don't give away too much around here besides golden nuggets, which kind of fuck up from getting phone calls. You know what I mean?
Wow, sorry about that.
No problem. I mean, last show, you probably went 80+%.
Last week's golden nuggets, at least 80%, maybe 90%.
Yeah.
The trends last week in college football were phenomenal. Poppy's NFL segment the last 2 weeks, 4-1, I believe. Just absolutely phenomenal.
That's a little far from snake oil last time I checked. That's more like real oil.
Yeah, that's oil.
Gold oil, you know what I mean?
That's definitely gold.
Anyway, guys, I told you guys that we were going to do a giveaway, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Listen and listen very fucking close, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody, and I mean anybody, who simply subscribes to our channel will be entered into this drawing. If you're already a subscriber, all you have to do is drop a comment in the comment section and you will be entered. For anybody who calls in, make sure you mention this promotion and you will be entered 10 fucking times.
Let me get this straight. There's a giveaway. What are we giving away first?
Well, I'm going to tell you here in 1 second.
Okay, all right.
Every week we're going to give out several different things, whether it's absolute blowout winner shirts, very expensive memorabilia signed, or even cash. You never know how I fucking feel. You know what I mean?
For advice on, how to handle your wife, how to handle your bookie.
How to get that reverse cowgirl, how to get the reverse crab, how to get the windshield wiper going, how to put, one in the ass, whatever it takes. But more importantly, how to make money betting sports.
He's back.
Like I said, guys, I'm in full effect, ready to go. The winner, by the way, will be drawn and mentioned on next week's podcast. And for all you guys out there that, all they're going to do is pick somebody. No, we're going to do the fucking drawing live on Instagram Live.
Nice.
That way you guys know everything is real and on the up and up.
Right.
We're not like that little 4-foot Hawaiian dude that does fake drawings and fake giveaways. You know what I mean? We're actually going to give the people what they want, just like me and the Big Skipper. You know what I mean? We're like fucking steak and shrimp. You might as well call us surf and turf around this motherfucker. You know what I mean?
I love it, brother.
Because you and I are definitely the combination.
Surf and turf. So you'd be the surf, I'd be the turf.
Absolutely.
You look like the surfer.
Absolutely. Well, hey.
I mean,
whatever.
Skip ain't surfing nothing. The only thing I'm surfing is on my way to
All right. Well, then I'm the lobster. You're the fucking steak.
That's it.
Either way, they want us
I
both,
like it.
and we're going to give it to them.
You got the pinchers and I got the meat.
Absolutely. So once again, guys, I'm going to go over it again. Anybody who simply subscribes to our channel right now, have a bunch of your friends do it so you have a better chance. We'll be entered in this drawing. If you're already a subscriber, all you got to do is drop a comment in the comment box to be entered.
Make it a good comment.
Correct. Talking shit ain't going to get you nowhere. You
Don't
know what I'm
say,
saying?
hey, Skip, you look like you had 3 cheeseburgers yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. But the only thing that's heavy is his motherfucking bank account, so don't clown yourself.
You ain't lying.
You guys are sitting there drinking tall cans of beer in your 1-bedroom apartment. I don't really think he gives a fuck, you know what I'm saying? So, because his paper is longer than any giraffe neck you've ever seen in your motherfucking life.
Amen, brother.
All right? So here's what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen. As you see this fine little thing on my desk here, this is a signed, autographed Vegas Knights hockey puck. All right? Personally signed by Marc-Andre Fleury himself.
Nice.
And guess who else is on this motherfucker?
Oh.
William Karlsson.
Nice.
The two best players on our team.
2 best players.
This is an official NHL hockey puck, and that's exactly what we're going to give away today.
Very nice.
Plain and fucking simple. We're going to do it every week. Make sure you do exactly what I said, getting the drawing to win this fucking hockey puck. At the end of the day, you guys deserve something special, and we sure as fuck deserve to have more subscribers than we have right now.
You ain't lying, bro.
Plain and fucking simple. We give out way too much valuable information not to have it. Plain and fucking simple. Anyway, guys, want to get in the show?
Well, today's show, we're going to go over college football week 4.
Damn right.
You know what I say every year, right?
Yeah.
They only play 14 weeks in the regular season.
Boy, does
right?
it go fast.
I mean, we're already in the week 4. This is week 4. The way I do math, that's about, 10 weeks? Yeah, 14, 13 months. Yeah, you got about 2 months left of college football. When Thanksgiving rolls around, my favorite holiday, by the way.
But mine too.
Skipper loves that turkey and gravy.
Ooh, so do I.
Skipper loves that stuffing.
Goddamn right he does.
Oh, you better believe it. More gravy, baby, more gravy.
It's all about the gravy.
Oh, it's all about the gravy train. So anyway, when Thanksgiving rolls around, college football's over.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you got the bowl games, yeah, but when the Army-Navy game rolls around the week after Thanksgiving, before you know it, the season's over. That's the point. We're already heading into week 4, Steve. We're going to do a college football week 4 preview. Week 3 in the NFL, and of course, I'm going to do my baseball segment as well.
It's almost like when you meet that new beautiful girl for the first time, you want to fucking hammer her out, you want to hit it all night long, and you end up blasting in 4 minutes.
Oh.
That's just like college football. It comes way quicker and goes than you have any fucking idea.
I don't remember those days. It's been a long
Well, you've been married. I don't either, but...
been a long time for big shit.
Well, it is what it is.
I've been with the same beautiful woman for 34 and a half years, brother.
And yes, she is beautiful.
I remember the first day I met her in history class.
Oh, God.
She's as beautiful as ever.
I got to hand my hat out to you. There ain't too many people are like you around anymore. Relationships come and go. The average marriage in Las Vegas averages 1 year.
Yeah, when we moved to Las Vegas, all our friends and family, they were like, oh, man, better be careful. Fucking, you guys are pretty tight. I mean, you guys are close, but shit don't last once you get to Vegas.
Ain't no
Vegas. You're going to be gambling out there, Skip. You're going to be drinking. You're going to be fucking partying.
And guess what?
She's not going to stand for this. You guys ain't going to make it out there. You sure you want to do this? 22 years later, what's up now?
And he did a lot of gambling.
And a lot of drinking.
And a lot of fucking drinking.
And a lot of fucking, you name it.
Ain't no Las Vegas bar or casino going to get in the way of 2 real deal South Philly motherfuckers from breaking up. Plain and fucking simple.
My high school sweetheart, shout out to the wife. Since I'm 16 years old, we've been together. Met her in history class. sat right behind her in history class, used to snap her bra.
Well, I think class is in session right now as well.
You ain't lying. Let's get it done.
Anyway, guys, you want to get a hold of us? A lot of frauds out there. Remember, we don't text blast. We don't email. If you want to make sure you're getting a hold of Steve Stevens or you want to talk to the Big Skip, 877-220-6540. If you're looking for a free pick, go to our website, VIPSportsLasVegas.com. If you're looking for a free pick with no intentions of sign up to my nuts on your chin, which means my cock will be in your mouth.
Well, the reason for the free pick, the reason why we put a game out there for you is just to show you some good intent. Okay, we're not bad guys over here. We're all in this together. We're in the same locker room, my friend. It's not you against us. It's you and us against your bookie.
Goddamn right.
We'll go ahead and throw one out there for you. But the whole idea is to put a winner in your pocket, put a couple dollars in your pocket, and then come on board and work with us so we can show you that track record of consistency, build that bankroll, learn to trust one another, and teach you how to do this thing the right way from a business standpoint instead of from a hobby standpoint. Because the Lord knows you don't want to keep paying your bookie.
Thanks for breaking that down in a professional manner versus my analogy.
Hey, that's why we're fucking steak and shrimp.
Motherfucking surf and turf, baby. Me and Skip. You know what I mean?
You come at them with I'll put the balls on your chin. I'll put that shit straight up in your bookie's.
And then you break it down professional.
Yeah, I'll put that shit straight up in your bookie's ass, and then I'll calmly let you fucking know how it's going to be, how we're going to take the book down. 877-220-6540. You just keep being Steve, and I'll just keep being Skip. Fair enough?
Fair enough. I want to give a shout out to the Jewel for killing people left
What are
and
you
right.
smoking that
Yeah,
shit
well,
for?
buddy, as you guys know, well, nobody knows. I'm going to go ahead and let it out. Steve Stevens is 40 days clean of no alcohol, no marijuana, no fucking anything else.
Anything.
For all those guys that think I'm all coked up during the show.
Eat a dick. Eat a dick.
Yeah, eat a fucking dick. I ain't never been on drugs for this show. Have I done drugs before outside of here?
We all have.
Probably, more than likely, 100% probably, but not often. One thing about me, guys, I have enough money to support a fucking 25,000 drug addicts, and I just feel good to be clean. I've said this throughout the show. This is the time of the year.
Congratulations, brother.
Thank you, brother. To stay focused and to get on the grind because this is where all the money is to be made, and it goes fucking.
You look beautiful. You feel beautiful. The games are beautiful.
Absolutely.
You're in the gym more than ever. You're stronger. You're fit. You're mentally fucking stable.
And it's on.
And the bookie's in big fucking trouble.
You ain't lying. If you're watching this podcast on YouTube, we're going to start having a little live chat room open the first airing of our show going forward.
Yeah, Paparazzi's been enjoying that.
Has he? Has he?
Yes, he has.
Well, like I said, guys, I know these guys are enjoying Poppy producing and the Big Skipper and the Steve Stevens back at it as well. So everybody's happy on this one. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Anyway, the first airing of our show going forward, so make sure you join the conversation. Every Thursday evening, we pre-tape the podcast. For those squares out there that don't know, when I told you that Andrew Luck had to perform or he's going to get thrown the fuck out,
Yeah.
7 days later he retired.
Yeah.
Just some inside information we already knew. You know what I mean?
I had that argument with my son, too. But anyway, we won't get into that. That's all past.
Yeah, what about, same thing with Harper, but, and we'll get into that during baseball. I want to ask you how the Philly fans feel about him right now.
Wow, I got to tell you, brother. Today, I'm glad you brought that up because today was the day that I thought I was going to be crying like a little girl because the Phillies were going to be getting swept by the Braves in Atlanta, and Atlanta was going to be celebrating winning the division after they kicked the Phillies' ass. That should have happened yesterday or today. They should have clinched the division had they beaten the Phillies the last 2 days. But out of nowhere, the Phillies have just decided they're going to get hot.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They beat the Braves the last 2 days. They're playing again this afternoon. And listen, they're not going anywhere. There's still 3 games out. But that 5-game series coming up in Washington.
We'll talk about that during the Major League Baseball segment.
Wow.
You can also listen to the VIP Sports Las Vegas podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Play, Pocket Cast, and all other major podcast platforms, or simply ask Alexa or your preferred smart speaker to play the VIP Sports Las Vegas podcast. We got new episodes every night. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at VIP Sports LV. You can direct message us with any questions. We'll get back with you. My last Instagram post a couple days ago, pretty powerful, huh?
Listen.
That's why there was only 10 comments.
I got to be careful what I say here. The bottom line is this.
Hashtag mob ties. That's all we got to say.
Just like your fucking jacket says over there. Just fucking straight balls, bro.
So, you know what
that is a fucking powerful photo,
you wonder why we only got 15 comments? People don't talk shit about that family.
Powerful fucking photo.
Anyway, shout out to Jay Prince. Shout out to Dre Prince. Shout out to Jazzy, Baby J, and everybody in the Houston area. Those are my family as well. For those that didn't know, that is my clique, and that is my family.
I mean, when we say we're the only sports consultants in the fucking know, when we say that we got more money behind us than anybody in this business, when we say that we run in the right circles and we'll just leave it at that,
That's exactly.
come on, bro.
You
I
read
mean,
between
seriously.
the lines, guys. Like I said.
I mean, come on.
And for those guys that try to rob us on our money,
Oh,
you might want to be careful. Is all I can
Floyd
fucking
Money
say.
Mayweather, fucking the Prince.
Biggest athletes in the world.
Come on, man. Seriously.
Make sure you check out the new Absolute Blowout Winner merchandising line. By the way, 14,500 shirts fucking sold, dude.
Wow.
Appreciate you guys supporting us out there.
That's a lot of ABWs on the street, bro.
However, it should be a few 100,000.
Phew.
I mean, we're over here clapping for
Well,
14,000.
we're never happy.
Well, no, we always want more.
We don't
You know what I
settle.
mean?
We don't settle.
No, we
if
don't.
we were two guys that settled, we would have been done a long time ago.
Exactly.
I'm no pilgrim. I'm no settler.
You're motherfucking right. We're getting the job done.
I'm a frontiersman.
Absolutely.
I keep moving.
And more important, we're leaders, not followers.
Hey,
We set trends.
I've always said it. I've been teaching my son this since he was born. You ain't no sheep, bitch. You're a herder.
Yeah, we don't follow trends. We set them.
Yeah,
Real fucking simple.
We're fucking herders up in here.
Anyway, grab your shirt. You'll be the envy of everybody in the sports book, the casino, out to eat, the sofa, wherever the fuck you're at. Everybody knows Steve Stevens is a boss, and everybody knows about that Absolute Blowout Winner brand. Now's your chance to rep my gear in your hometown. Go to absoluteblowoutwinner.com today, and we'll plan on having some more items. And back to that drawing. For those of you guys that don't win, maybe if I'm in a good mood, I'll send a few of you a couple of the shirts anyway. How's
There
that
you
sound?
go. So the grand prize is the hockey puck, and second and third place a T-shirt.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
Fuck it, let's do it. And
And-
listen, if you're struggling with the pussy, if you haven't been laid in a couple of months, buy yourself a fucking ABW shirt.
All you got to do is wear that. You're going to get a little fucking status quo wherever
Yeah,
you go.
I mean, advertise it. I'm an absolute blowout winner. Or get the one with a picture of the boss, Steve Stevens, right on the shirt.
Holding that stack of cash, it is what it is.
Come on, guys, wake up and smell the coffee.
Anyway, enough of stroking our own cocks. I'm about to blast. Why don't we get into the show? You know what I mean?
You say I'm about to blast?
Yeah, like I tell those strokers out there, you can only stroke me so much before I nut in your face. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me know so I can get the fuck out of here.
No problem, brother. Anyway, let's get right into college football, ladies and gentlemen. Week 4 is brought to you by our boys over there at mybookie.ag. You all know that football is the biggest time of the year for sports betting industry, and we are thrilled to be partnered with the industry's leading sports book this season. MyBookie, created by online gaming pioneers in 2012. MyBookie.ag vows to improve the sports betting experience where so many other brands have failed year in and year out. MyBookie has delivered on its promise of excellent customer service, better bonuses, and more prop bets than any competitor. And fast and easy payouts, which is the main thing. With in-game live betting and the most rewarding player perks in the business, MyBookie is the place to bet on football every weekend this season. And this year, they're hosting the first online handicapping super contest. Pick 5 NFL games against the spread every week to climb the leaderboard and score your share of the huge cash prize pool, with a guaranteed first place prize of $100,000.
Wow, we told you about this last week, guys. Go to mybookie.ag. Get into that contest, $100,000 contest.
And creating a new account using my promotional code VIP10 and get 10% cash back on your first deposit up to $200.
Nice.
That's promotional code VIP10 to get 10% cash back. Follow my bookie on Instagram and Twitter to get the latest odds and props as they are posted. And remember, who you're betting on is just as important as you're betting with. And a couple of you stalkers out there that have called Gaming Control Board and tell them that I'm taking illegal funds from offshore books, eat a fucking dick. They write me a check that gets directed right into the bank account where we pay taxes. I don't have offshore accounts, you dumb fucks. What would I have an offshore account for when I live in Las Vegas, you dumb motherfuckers?
It's just haters. Just continue to fucking hate. Try to talk about any negative shit they can come up with. It's not even worth talking about.
No, it's not.
This is a positive Hey, the positive podcast.
Positive peace.
Let's get into college football week 4. Let's tell these motherfuckers how to make some money.
I want to start right off with the hot non-conference trends. Why don't you guys grab a pen and a piece of paper, get ready to get fucking busy. What are we going to start with, Skip? I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. Let's do some teams from the Big 12, okay? These are teams from the Big 12 that went 8-1 against the spread.
Well, we're not going to break down the teams. We're just going to tell you that the conference, the Big 12 conference,
was
8-1 against the spread.
Correct.
In their non-conference games last week.
Correct. And
so
why don't we just stick to that then?
Yeah, we're not going to break down every
because that'll
team.
take way too fucking long.
It'll take too long, and then once again, we'll be giving them way too much information.
Okay, so
and they won't want to call us.
Correct, and that ain't happening no more.
That ain't happening.
Last week, we actually brought it back up with 75. Since you didn't give out 100 games like you did a couple weeks ago.
74 new clients called in. Hey, listen, if you didn't call in for that $99 VIP promotion last week,
shame on you.
I got scolded for that as well.
I tell you what, why don't you make up for it right fucking now?
Do it again.
Go ahead.
Do it again. One more time. The rest of September, 2 weeks of college football, 2 weeks of NFL football. All the VIP plays. You're going to get the VIP plays for the rest of September in both college and pro football for $99. That's 2 weeks. 2 weeks of college football, 2 weeks of the NFL. But you got to call this Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Pacific time. That's Pacific time. $99 will get you 2 weeks of the VIP plays in both college and pro football. Give us a call, 877-220-6540. On this show, we give out a lot of golden nuggets. We tell you about some trends with certain games. Just because there's a game trending one way or because it looks good on paper one way, that doesn't necessarily mean that's where Steve Aroni, El Scorcho's, actually putting his money.
That is correct.
That doesn't necessarily mean that's where I'm putting my money.
Correct.
Or where we're telling our clients to put their money. They're just trends. We're giving you a couple of solid nuggets on trends on some games. If you want to know what we're betting, if you want to know what we're giving our clients,
spin the fucking $100 bill.
The only way to do it is 877-220-6540. We don't send out text messages with free games. We don't send out emails with free games. You got to call us directly. Know it's us. Don't get scammed by the people that are out there trying to imitate him or myself or the company.
Or replying to your comments on Instagram acting like they work for us. We don't do that.
Oh, my God. You know, there's so many people out there.
Trolling.
So many trolls that troll our social media and tell you, oh, I'll give you a free game. Oh, you can work with me for $29 for the next 10 years. Come on, man. You guys are smarter than that. They're smarter than that, Steve.
I don't.
Our viewers are way smarter than that.
I hope so.
Okay? Give us a call. Come on board for the promotion. You know, it's like you always say, right? You get the free nuggets off the show. Spend $99 for the next 2 weeks, and we'll tell you exactly where to put your money.
We're playing, yeah.
And we'll work with you directly. But you always relate it to a strip club.
Absolutely.
You can see the titties for free.
Yeah, you can go to a strip club all day long. They're going to let you see the tits, but you need to pay the money if you want the pussy. Shout out to the Spearmint Rhino and the Drake after party Saturday night, which was fucking unheard of. That would take a whole nother podcast to talk about that.
That's a whole nother show.
Anyway, shout out to Drake as well.
I love the analogy. You can see the tits for free, but in order to get the pussy, you got to come up with a couple of dollars.
Same thing here.
Is it worth $99 to beat your bookie for the next 2 weeks? If you can't justify a $100 bill to kick your bookie's teeth down his throat for the next 2 weeks,
then shame on you.
Then you shouldn't be betting.
Period. Get out of the game.
Give us a call.
Let's do some non-conference trends, like you said. Teams from the Big 12 went 8-1 against the spread in non-conference games in week number 3.
If you bet the Big 12 last week, you cleaned the fuck up. If you bet the AAC conference last week,
then you also went
same thing.
8-1 against the spread.
Right.
But keep in mind, in non-conference games.
Correct.
In week 3.
Right.
Okay, now let's talk about some teams that not hot. The Big Ten Conference, which, Skip, that's your conference.
It is.
That's one, conference you know inside and out, like yourself.
Penn State, shout out to Happy Valley and all my boys back in Pennsylvania. Penn State Nittany Lions did not get the money again last week.
Which was very disappointing.
Laying double digits at home. Narduzzi was tough against the number when he goes into Happy Valley. We talked about it on the pod last week.
It was storming and raining, but there's still no fucking excuse.
Yeah, well, it's going to storm and rain in your bookie's fucking house this weekend. Okay?
You're motherfucking right. Anyway, the Big Ten Conference.
Not so good against the spread last week.
1-8 against the spread in the non-conference games in week 3.
Right. So if you bet the AAC last week, you made money. If you bet the Big 12, they're all covering. The Big 10 last week in their non-conference games, 1-8 against the spread. If you bet the Big 10 last week, you took a Big 10 right in your ass.
You're motherfucking right, you did. But you know what? Last week ain't going to get him no money for this week.
You ain't lying.
Let's get right into week number 4. We're going to talk about some Friday Night Lights, Big Skipper. What do we got?
Friday Night Lights, there's 3 college football games this Friday. Make sure you call us before those games kick off so you don't miss the big money on Friday, because that's going to start your 2-week package. Okay?
We got Utah -4 against USC with a total of 52.5 points. Let's break that game down a little bit, Skip.
Well, let's break it down. Utah heading into L.A., into the Coliseum, as you said.
Yep.
Laying 4 points on the road. USC freshman quarterback Slovis went on the road, his first road start, into BYU last week, and they got the loss. BYU won that game. Quarterback Slovis, freshman, not a good performance on the road. You could have expected that.
He had 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he also had 3 fumbles. However, they recovered, which made up for it a little bit.
Right.
But this motherfucker should change his name to Joe, because his name is sloppy as a motherfucker. This is one of the sloppiest quarterbacks I've ever seen, and we might as well.
Sloppy Slovis.
Sloppy Slovis, that's his name for fucking sure. This guy right here is very, very sloppy, and you got to be careful fucking with him, Skip.
Sloppier than the Kardashians, you know what.
Oh, definitely sloppier than Chloe's pussy after an NBA game for sure. Like I said, can't get no sloppier.
I like that. Sloppy Slovis, the freshman quarterback for USC, threw 3 picks on the road last week against BYU. The team fumbled the ball 3 times, as you said. Fortunately for the Trojans, they recovered every one of those fumbles.
Right.
But they were very sloppy with the ball last week.
Let's do some stats on those 2 teams.
Well, last year, this match, Utah won 41-28 last year. Utah had almost 600 yards of offense in that game. Only gave up barely over 200 yards on defense. So it was pretty well dominated this match last year by the Utes.
But however, Utah 0-2 against the spread this year.
To start the season, yeah, they have not covered their first 2 games.
We're looking for money, not teams that just play well.
There's some conflicting trends on this game, Steve, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay out these trends for the people anyway.
Do it.
Once again, these are just numbers. Doesn't mean we're betting this game. We might not put a penny on that game. The only way you're going to know is by calling us. The home teams in this series have won straight up the last 6 times. The home team 6-0 straight up in the series. And the last 8 games in this series?
7-1 against the spread.
Correct.
These motherfuckers get it done at home.
The home team has won 6 straight times in this series, and 7 out of the last 8 the home team has covered in this series.
But what's your motto, Skip? You have to win on the road to do what?
To make the postseason. To be a champion, you've got to know how to win on the road.
Real champions win on the road.
Just ask the Phillies why they won't make the postseason. They can't win on the road.
What the fuck?
That being said, be careful because USC's at home this week, and USC, guys, just 2-11 against the spread as an underdog since 2015. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah.
The USC Trojans have been an underdog 13 times since 2015. They've only covered twice as an underdog since 2015. And Utah, in the last 29 games, they're 20 covers, 8 no covers, and 1 push.
Yeah, I was going to say they have a push in there as well.
Against the spread on the road. So Utah covers, traditionally the last 30 games, they've covered 67% of the time on the road. They travel very well.
Yes, they do.
Okay? USC, when they're a dog, they've only covered twice in the last 13 times. The home team has been prevailing and covering in this series. So you got some conflicting trends in this game. Be careful. Like I said, if you want to know if we're playing Sloppy Joe Slovis or we're not, give us a call. It's the only way you're going to know. The other game, Steve, there's 3 games on Friday. Florida International heads into Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech is laying 7 at home. The total in this game is 51.5.
Let me stop you right there before you break that game down.
Okay.
We give out a lot of golden nuggets. We do our thing, and I'm going to refer back to that strip club line. We'll allow you to see our tits for free, but you're going to have to pay if you want to fuck. Real fucking simple. So I don't want to give out any information on that. I'm not going to explain why.
Oh.
I might be betting 6 figures on that game.
Wow. Let me
I
circle.
might just not want to break it down. So
Let me circle that.
yeah, go in and circle
So
Florida.
you don't want me to talk about Florida International and Louisiana Tech?
No, I want you to move right on to the 6.
There you go, guys. You give us a call. You might just know what he's talking about. You might actually hear directly from us what he just meant right there.
Maybe you will, maybe you won't.
When the man says don't break that game down live here on the podcast, that usually means, from my experience,
You know me very well.
that he's betting at least 40 or 50,000 on that game, and he doesn't want to give it away on the podcast.
I said
So,
I might bet 6 figures.
I said at least 30 or 40.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to the Air Force at Boise State.
Well, I got a few things to say about this game.
So do I. Air Force, the total is 55 with Boise State as a 7-point favorite. Let's break that down.
Well, as we told you before on the podcast 2 weeks ago, Boise State, they just don't cover at home on the blue turf, Steve.
The blue turf, guys, they are horrible on the blue turf. The only thing
They win, they don't cover.
They don't cover. They do
Right.
win, but they don't cover. So the only thing you're going to get betting Boise State at home besides the blue field is the fucking blues. You'll end up at a fucking bar crying over your beer, or better yet, have blue balls because you're depressed and you won't get no pussy. That's the only thing blue that's going to happen if you bet Boise at home.
Now, where are you getting college football breakdowns like that?
You won't get them nowhere.
I mean, he's just coming right out and telling you, if you play this team on the blue carpet, you'll end up with the Blues in the corner in the bar somewhere.
With blue balls.
With the Blues, crying over your fucking beer, probably over water because you won't be able to afford to buy a beer.
Exactly. You better.
And you'll have blue balls because you'll have no more money to take the girl out.
You can't buy nobody no drink, so you ain't getting no pussy.
Stay off the Boise team when they're at home because they're 17-36. That's a solid trend. That's not just 3 or 4 games. That sample size is a little bit larger than a mouse's pussy.
Oh, goddamn right it is.
Okay? 17-36 against the spread at home, Boise. And on the flip side of that, Air Force, 18-8 and 1 push. The last 27 times they've been an underdog. Here's another team that performs well as an underdog. 18-8 with 1 tie against the spread when they're a dog. And in the series with Boise State, Air Force has covered 5 out of the last 7 times in that series. So there's a nugget for you. There's a lean towards Air Force plus the 7. However, I want to say this, and then we're going to move on. Normally, Boise State, those numbers are even worse when they're laying double digits at home.
Correct.
This is a single-digit game. They're only laying 7, okay? Their numbers against the spread are way worse when they're laying double digits at home.
Let me give you one more thing to verify what we said.
Mm-hmm.
Boise State, 17-36 against the spread at home.
Right.
17-36.
Right.
Those aren't odds that you put money on at all.
No.
I don't give a fuck if they cover. It's not a team to be betting on. Real fucking simple.
Blue balls will give you the Blues.
That is a fact.
And you don't want to go there. Bottom line is, don't put your money on Boise State. Will they cover? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, will they not cover? I don't know. The trends are just saying Air Force plus the points. Probably a solid play. It's worth a unit.
Let's move on to the Fighting Irish, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Motherfucking right, guys. Notre Dame has struggled against the run. The Irish ranked 120th nationally in rush defense, 230 yards per game.
Wow.
While Georgia has 5 different running backs, led by DeAndre Swift, with at least 100 yards this season.
That's
alone.
unbelievable. Did you hear that? 5 different running backs that have over 100 yards already this season. Wow, that's amazing. Going up against Notre Dame, a team that Steve and I both like. You talked big about them in the beginning of the season when we were previewing the top 15 or 20 teams.
I did.
You said Notre Dame should probably be higher than number 9.
Yep.
Well, they're up to number 7, Steve.
There it is.
And this is a huge, huge test, okay? Notre Dame heading into Georgia, the number 3 ranked team in the country. The opening line on the game was 10.5.
Yep.
It's up to 13.5. Heavy money has come in on the Bulldogs, enough to move the line a whole field goal already. The total on the game opened at 58. It's down to 56. So it looks like money's been coming in on the Dogs and the under.
However, don't forget, sports books set a lot of traps out there. For all you squares out there, a lot of times you think when a line movement on the side or the total moves 2 or 3 points, you think there's got to be a lot of money on that.
Right.
75%, it's just the opposite. They're moving that line to trap your motherfucking ass.
That's exactly what we explained to him. I went over that in detail in last week's podcast.
Good.
About how to watch line movements, and don't be trapped. It's not necessarily sharp money that's moving a line.
Correct.
The odds makers do have emotion played into setting those lines. It's not all just statistics. 90% of it is statistics, no doubt about it. Just simple math. But that 10 or 15% emotion is always figured into the line. And Notre Dame is a public team. A lot of people love to bet Notre Dame.
Let's give them some trends then for those people that do love that. Here's some trends, guys. Irish are 8-4 against the spread as an underdog over their past 6 seasons.
Okay, so they've only been a dog 12 times.
Yeah, correct.
In the last 6 seasons.
And they've won 8 out of the 4 in the last 6 seasons.
Wow.
As an underdog.
So when the Irish are catching points, they're 67% against the spread. That's a pretty good number.
That's pretty much, top 67s winning twice what you lose. Real fucking simple.
I wouldn't bet against the Georgia Bulldogs right now. I just wouldn't do it, especially, you just said Notre Dame's 120th, ranked 120th against the rush. And
against a team that has 5 superstar running backs.
Yeah. Listen, there's a reason why the total went from 58 down to 56. You can read into that for yourself.
Georgia is 5-2, by the way, against the spread in their last 7 games as a double-digit favorite.
Right.
So I wouldn't tie in too much about that underdog fucking.
So Notre Dame covers at 67% rate when they're an underdog.
Yes, they do.
And when Georgia's laying double digits, they're 5-2 against the spread. The last 7 times they've been laying a big number.
Now check this out. Georgia's given up 20-plus points at home just 3 times in the past 3 fucking seasons. Let me read that again.
Wow.
Georgia has only given up
Wow.
20-plus points at home just 3 times in the past 3 seasons.
Wow.
But the total has gone over 3 out of Georgia's last 4 home games.
Now that's an interesting stat. So they've only given up over 20 points at home 3 times in the last 3 years.
Correct.
However, their games have gone over 3 out of their last 4 games. Well, I don't know. I mean, what that tells me, Georgia, 37, Notre Dame, 17.
I love it. Let's move into some fucking trends.
There you go. Let's see how close I get.
Yeah, exactly.
Georgia, 37, Notre Dame, 17. Looks like a Georgia cover and the under.
Sure as fuck is. Let's move into some trends. Washington, 9-2 to the under in their last 11 road games. And the total has gone under in 9 of BYU's last 10 games against the Pac-12 opponents.
Wow.
So not needing to say no more. Oregon, write that down. Minus 10.5 at Stanford. The total is 58.5. Here's the trend. The total has hit the over in 5 of Oregon's last 7 road games against Stanford.
So the last 7 times Oregon's gone down to the tree, as they call it, Stanford, in the series, when Oregon heads into Stanford, 5-2 to the over last 7 times in that scenario. That's a pretty good number.
Let's not even give him any more. We just gave him so many college fucking football tips and shit. It doesn't even make sense.
They won't call. You know, they're sitting around saying, ooh, I'm going to bet the over.
I'm going to read between the lines and try this, and you're going to take that 10 right in your ass, just like Skip said.
Skip just said Georgia covered 5 out of 7 times when they're laying double digits. And they've only given up 20 points 3 times at home in the last 3 years. And he just said the game was going to be 37-17, which I bet you I'm pretty close, by the way.
Right, yeah.
He just said they're going to win by 20, and it's going to be an under. Georgia and the under. I don't have to call him. Skip just said Georgia and the under. It's an opinion based upon stats and trends.
On paper.
Okay? That doesn't necessarily mean I'm putting my money on Georgia and the under. If I were to bet that game, I would lean towards Georgia, and I would lean towards the under. I put my money where his information is. We're in the information business. We're not in the trend business. We're not in the stat business. We're in the information of of going out there and getting information from our beat writers, from our scouts, from the people in the know that we've been doing business with for over 2 decades. That's where we put our money. We put our money on information that we get behind the scenes that isn't necessarily made public before game day.
Exactly.
It's that simple. And the only way they're going to get that, Steve, is by calling us, invest in $99, and play some college and pro football with us for the rest of this month for the next 2 weeks. $99. 877-220-6540. I'm out of breath.
Well, I was just going to say, we filled their head up with a lot of fucking shit. We're going to take a little break. When we come back, a little bit more with Steve and Skip. We're going to get into some NFL, a.k.a. Surf and Turf, right after the break.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. You put in $100, we'll give you $100. You put in $1,000, and we'll give you $1,000. First, you'll review your selected bonus. You can change your bonus or decline your bonus. Next, you'll select a deposit option. Enter your deposit amount and click Deposit. Fill out your card info. You can also edit your billing address if you need to, and then click Confirm Deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. You can also view how much money you have left in your account and review your pending wagers. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned into the VIP Sports Podcast. Right before the break, we gave you some phenomenal information about college football. I wouldn't call those golden nuggets. I think we gave out fucking golden rocks.
Fucking boulders.
Boulders around this motherfucker. If you guys are just tuning in right now, as you know, Skipper and I are back for the podcast. I don't know if you guys should get used to it. Skip loves making that money, but I'll try to bring him in here as much as I can. But had to bring him in here just to show all you motherfuckers that we're family. We always have been, and we're always about making fucking money. If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But if you missed it, I did a giveaway in the beginning of our show. And listen very close. Anybody, and I mean anybody, who simply subscribes to our channel, I don't care if you have your friends do it, get as many opportunities as you can to win. Anyone that subscribes to our channel will be entered into the drawing. If you are already a subscriber, all you have to do is drop a comment into the comment section and you will automatically be entered. For anybody who calls in and mentions the promotion, you will be entered 10 fucking times. So my advice, call the fuck in so you get entered 10 fucking times. The winner will be drawn on Instagram Live next week before the podcast, and the winner's going to get this authentic NFL hockey puck, which, by the way, the Knights are going to win the fucking Stanley Cup this year. It's signed by Marc-Andre Fleury.
Nice.
And our boy, motherfucking William Karlsson.
Nice.
The two best players on the team, ladies and gentlemen.
That's a nice hockey puck, guys.
Yeah, like I said, we're giving away everything, guys. And we're also, for that $100 promotion, that's a fucking giveaway, too. You know what I mean?
Oh, it sure is.
And what was it again?
$99 if you call in 877-220-6540. You can work directly with us. Know that you're speaking to us. You're not being trolled by some troll. 877-220-6540. $99 gets you our VIP college and pro football plays for the rest of September. That's 2 weeks of college and pro football, $99. That's not each week. That's $99 for the rest of the month of September.
Real simple.
Give us a call. It's a gift.
Let's get right. Yeah, call your Santa Claus because you're definitely giving out gifts.
That's a fucking gift.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to get right into the NFL segment, week number 3. Guys, listen fucking close. The unders have been the hot wager this far.
Ooh. Wow.
No doubt about it.
What was it, 12-4 last week, Poppy? 12-4. Out of 16 NFL games last week, 12 unders. The bookies are cleaning up.
Of course they are. Everybody and their mom.
All dogs and all unders.
All you amateur sports bettors and all you guys that have been betting for years, everybody goes and bets the favorite and the fucking over. And boy, are you bent the fuck over right now. That's for sure.
The book's cleaned up.
Maybe we should give out some preparation H along with that fucking hockey puck for these guys that have been betting NFL lately. You know what I mean?
Tampon for their asshole.
Yes, because they're definitely bleeding. However, we're going to go ahead and help you out with that.
Yeah, we are.
Unders have been hot wager, like I said. The over-under through 22 contests now sit at 12-20 after an amazing 13 of 16 week 2.
That's amazing.
It's fucking amazing, no doubt about it. 2 contests went below the fucking total. I mean, just fucking amazing. Let's get right into away teams, okay?
11-5 against the spread last week.
Ladies and gentlemen, road teams last week, 11-5 against the spread in week number 2.
Unbelievable. So road teams, dogs, and unders.
Let's talk about big underdogs.
That's where the money's been in the NFL so far in 2 weeks.
No doubt about it. Underdogs and unders. Let's talk about big underdogs. For the first time since 1987, we have multiple NFL games with 20-plus point spreads in 1 week.
That's a long time. I was a freshman in college in 1987.
Fucking A. I was only fucking 13. I was just getting hair on my balls. You know what I'm saying? So
you were starting to play with your balls.
God
no,
damn.
You started that like a 9.
No. I remember I was like, I was a late bloomer. I was about 13 years old. I'll never forget. I was at my dad's house in Florida, boy, and once I knew what that thing did, every time he wanted to go to dinner, now, Pops, I'm going to stay back, whatever. I got this show on my watch. I would go to work on that motherfucker, boy. I couldn't wait.
You found a new toy.
Oh, I found something very, very special in my life that was a game changer.
I don't think these guys want to hear about that.
No, we won't. We're going to get right into it. However, first time since 1987, we have multiple NFL games with a 20-plus point spread.
Yeah.
Let's go over them. Dolphins at Cowboys, 21.5.
Wow, Miami is horrible.
Jets at Patriots, 23.
No quarterback for the Jets.
No quarterback. They're on their third, possibly fourth quarterback.
Oh, my God.
On paper, these look like fucking massacres.
They sure do. You took the words right out of my mouth.
Massacres on paper.
Miami in Dallas getting 22 points. The Jets at the Patriots getting 23. I'm going to go out on a limb and say by game time, by kickoff, the Cowboys will be minus 23.5, and the Patriots will be minus 25.
Oh, I believe that for sure.
I'd say they're going up 2 more points before kickoff.
No doubt about it. Give me some stats on that.
Now, be careful betting these big, huge favorites. I'm going to tell you, since 1966, guys. That's a long time. That's 53 years.
I was still in Pops' balls.
That's 53 years. There have been 35 instances of a team that closed as a 21-point favorite or more. Okay? Only 35 times in 53 years. Those teams are a perfect 35-0 straight up. They've never lost straight up. Okay?
Are you listening?
However, when it comes to the spread, only 11 covers out of those 35 times.
I hope you're listening close.
So when you lay 21 points or more in the NFL, which has only happened 35 times in 53 years, you only got paid 33% of the time. Only 11 covers, 22 losses, and 2 pushes. So be careful laying 21 points or more in the NFL.
And by the way, guys, be on the lookout. This is usually the week where I'll post a 6-figure ticket. So be looking forward to that. You know, my social media guy doesn't really allow us to do that because that's what everybody else does.
Right.
But every now and then, I got to show you motherfuckers who actually puts their money where their mouth is rather than some fucking Instagram guy at his house pitching in his basement in his underwear claiming to be betting big. So we'll show...
Bragging about a 3-team parlay from 9 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So I might show you something very, very special this week as well. Skip, let's move right into the Ravens at Chiefs, which should be one of the biggest fucking games to watch this week.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. I'm the guy that said Lamar Jackson is going to be a stud in the NFL.
Yes, you did.
When everybody was laughing at me, telling me I was fucking nuts.
Well, and you said it when he was in college,
Yeah,
let
that's
alone
what I-
fucking when he hit the league.
when he was
You know
in
what I'm saying?
Louisville. That's what I said.
Correct.
I said that Lamar Jackson's going to be a beast in the NFL. You just watch.
And sure enough,
people thought I was fucking nuts. This kid's good, man.
he's great.
He's good. I realized they played nobody.
Of course, yeah.
They played Miami week 1 and a weak team last week.
Hold on, though. They pounded him out by more than what the fucking Patriots did. So this is I'm very curious to see what happens here.
Lamar Jackson against Patrick Mahomes.
I'd have to say these are the two top young guns in the NFL.
I put ketchup on everything. I'm Patrick Mahomes. My son does his voice perfect. I can't do it.
I love that fucking dude. Like I said, if he stays healthy, he's going to fucking be a beast.
He's a beast. Kansas City at home, one of the hardest places in the NFL to play on the road. Kansas City at Arrowhead, -7. Total on this game is 55, Steve.
Yeah, and you got to be careful because I'm going to go over some trends for you right now.
Do it.
The Chiefs have scored at least 26 points in an NFL record, 20 straight games. Let me read that again.
Andy Reid's offense.
Chiefs have scored at least 26 points in an NFL record, 20 straight games.
Even Tom Brady hasn't done that.
Correct.
That's amazing, actually.
That's why I said it two fucking times.
Kansas City Chiefs have scored 26 points or
in
more.
20 straight games.
Wow.
That's a serious fucking trend.
Sure
Probably
is.
the most serious trend that we've had in a long, long time. Chiefs, by the way, are 9-1 against the spread, and their last 10 games played in September.
Wow.
So they are Mr. September, like fucking Jeter used to be Mr. October.
Wow.
You got to take certain trends fucking serious because this trend right here will definitely get you some fucking money. But check this out also.
9-1 against the spread, their last 10 games played in the first month of the season.
Correct. Now, check this out. Baltimore's 5-1 against the spread in its last 6 fucking road games. So these guys know how to win on the road as well. That's why I say this should be the most watched game because it's going to be the most interesting.
Lamar Jackson against
no one's looking to watch a
Mahomes.
blowout with fucking, this, that, and the other.
Patriots.
Correct.
And fucking...
Kansas City is 7-3 to the over in their last 10 games. And what the fuck? With 26 points scored in 20 straight games, how could it not be?
Right.
Now, let's move on to the Texans at Chargers.
Might be smelling an over in that Kansas City game, huh? Can you
yes.
smell what the skipper's cooking?
Yeah, well, I can for sure. So, like I said, in paper, that definitely looks like a nice over. You know what I mean?
It sure does.
Kansas City, like I said, solid team. Baltimore started off phenomenal. We're going to see somebody's going to lose.
Yeah.
Real fucking simple.
Yeah.
So we'll see where they stand and where the cards fall. Moving on to a couple average teams, maybe one's above average. Houston Texans at the Chargers.
The LA Chargers are 11-1 against the spread. Their last 12 games after an against the spread loss.
Which they just had.
Right. So the last 12 times that they didn't cover a spread, the very next week, They've covered 11 out of those 12 times the very next week.
90+%.
So there's a team you could chase. If they lost you money last week, the Chargers, because actually we gave an opinion out on the San Diego last week. That's the only loss that Poppy had in the first 2 weeks of the NFL, by the way.
Well, that was my information.
Yeah.
He just related.
True. We went 4-1 against the spread on our NFL Nuggets the last 2 weeks. The Chargers didn't cover last week. They lost that close game to Detroit.
Now-
So when they come back off of an against the spread loss, the last 12 times, that following week, they've covered 11 out of 12.
And not only that, but
Wow, that's a big number.
Yes, it is. But check this out. And they're only -4.5. So, the Chargers are -4.5 at home versus the Houston Texans. The total is 48.5.
Right.
And both teams have been solid as a rock on defense this year.
They have.
Plain and fucking simple. Like I said, I want to give a shout out to DC Sports Consultant. Shout out to Premier Sports. Shout out to my boy Jimmy Spatz, been in the game a long, long fucking time. And not everybody out there is a fucking fraud.
No.
I give shout out to real companies that do it the right fucking way. And shout out to all those people that we put out of business.
A war almost came
You
back through
almost
my
fucking
nose there.
choked, you know what I mean?
Shout out to all those wanksters and frauds that we just shut down.
Exactly. Like I said, we don't even have any haters anymore because there's nothing else they can say to us. Guys, you can run back all of our few hundred podcasts. We're Nostradamus type fucking dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, we've said it all. Skip, do you remember in the early days of our podcast that we said DraftKings and FanDuels were going to eventually take over and become the biggest sports books in the business?
We sure did. We called it.
I mean, guys, you just got to understand.
There's all kinds of shit that we've projected.
We're highly respected and even more importantly, well-respected and well-connected in this
Very
fucking
well
game.
connected, yeah.
Let's get into some Major League Baseball with Mr. Baseball himself. I know this is what you've been waiting on, and here it the fuck is, Big Skipper. Let's go over the top 3 most profitable first 5 innings, and then I'm going to let you do your fucking thing, all right?
Go ahead.
Just a couple real quick, okay?
Yeah.
Oakland, 87-50 season and 51-20 at home. Twins, 84-50 record, first 5. Yankees, 87-47 season record and 46-19 at home in the first 5. Yankees at home in the first 5 is one of the hottest trends that we've made money on all year fucking long.
Almost as hot as that Tampa Bay Lightning over in the first period last year.
My God.
We gave them
a
that.
stat that was 80% for the entire fucking year.
That may have been the biggest nugget we've ever given out on this show.
It is for sure.
Last year during the hockey season, we told you just jump on the Tampa Bay Lightning over 1.5 goals in the first period, and it won 8 out of 10 games all year long.
Sure as fuck did.
Let's talk. Let me give a quick American League breakdown. I got to get out to the sales force. There's a lot of money to be made. It's fucking game day, Steve.
Let's do it.
In the American League, same story as the last 2 weeks. The Yankees and the Astros are still fighting for the number 1 seed for home field advantage in the American League. The Astros have just taken the lead in that race. They're up 1 game on the Astros for the number 1 seed in the American League.
Yes, they are. I mean, what? Oakland's like, 8 games back?
Yeah.
They're not, you know what I mean?
Well, they're not taking anything in the division.
Absolutely
That division's
not.
over. Oakland is 2 games up for the wild card, for the number 1 wild card. They're 2 games ahead of Tampa Bay. Now, Cleveland, who I said was probably done 2 weeks ago, surprisingly, they've clawed their way back into it.
Yes, they have.
Cleveland's won 3 straight games. They've won 7 out of 10, Steve. And they have a pretty weak schedule moving forward. Their last 9 or 10 games.
Shout out, speaking of Cleveland, shout out to Mike Donato for being one of the biggest piece of shit clients and liars and strokers in the entire business.
Wow.
You had a fucking opportunity of a lifetime, you dumb fuck, and you fucked it the fuck up. This year, VIP Sports has started off doing more business than we ever fucking have, including when Money Talks was on the air.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. And the reason for that that I give is obviously everyone in the world is betting sports now. It's become legal all over the country.
Don't have to bet with a bookie.
Which we already projected that to.
These rich guys, the lawyers, attorneys, people that don't want to deal with bookies and hear the bullshit, now get to go to a sports book. New York's real close to being all the way in, and when that happens, it's a wrap. Just know this.
It's just been an amazing start to the season.
Look at my face, look at that face, and understand one fucking thing. When New York, California, and Texas
And Florida.
and Florida become legal,
It's over.
you're looking at a couple guys that are going 100 million plus.
To a whole nother level.
All right. Anyway, let's move.
Getting back to the American League wild card.
Correct.
Oakland holds a 2-game lead over Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's problem right now is that Cleveland is only a half a game behind them for that second wild card spot. And as I said, Cleveland's red hot. They've won 7 out of 10, 3 in a row. They got one more game this afternoon, Steve, with Detroit. They're looking to sweep the Tigers. They should win that game fairly easy. And then they got the Phillies coming in to Progressive Field for 3 games. Those games could be big for Philly, especially if they end up sweeping Atlanta. Philly's not totally out of it yet. They're 3 games out of the wild card.
Well, don't get too hyped up.
Well, listen, they're not mathematically out. They got 5 games against the Nationals in Washington. That's pretty much going to decide it. But anyway, Cleveland only half a game behind Tampa Bay. The thing about Tampa Bay, they got a big problem because they're starting a 4-game series with the Red Sox this weekend, and then they got 2 games with the Yankees. The good news for them is those games are in Tampa Bay. However, they only got 9 games left, Steve, and 6 of them are with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
They have a made. And listen,
I mean,
even though the Red Sox haven't performed the way they're supposed to, they still will wear you the fuck down.
Absolutely.
You don't want to play them right before you go into New York fighting for the fucking,
Just like Paparazzi with his girl last night.
Oh, absolutely.
He didn't quite perform the way he was supposed to.
And he had to fight for the pussy to start with.
But man, did he wear her down.
Oh, yeah.
You should have heard the fucking story I got about it.
Oh, we won't put him on blast.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Yeah, we're already like almost an hour in. We don't want to.
Shout out to Paparazzi wearing her down last night.
Absolutely.
But anyway.
So, yeah, like I said, playing Boston, going into New York, Tampa Bay is completely has their hands full.
The games are in Tampa Bay, fortunately for them, even though Tampa Bay is really good on the road. I mean, they're 47-31 on the road, 43-32 at home. They actually been playing better on the road than they do at home. But either way, they got their hands full. They got a tough schedule, and the schedule edge goes to Cleveland, and Cleveland's been red hot. Like I said, Cleveland's got one more with Detroit today, looking for the sweep. Then they got Philly coming in for 3, and then they go out on the road the last 6 games. Cleveland has to go to Chicago to play the White Sox. They're going to need to sweep that series. And then their last 3 games are going to be in Washington against the Nationals. That's going to be a huge series.
Which is a team that can fuck you up out of nowhere.
Well, that series with Cleveland at Washington, the last 3 games of the year of the regular season, that could make or break both of those teams. That could put them both. That could seal the deal for a wild card for both of them, or it could knock them both out, depending on how things play out.
Hey, if they still had Harper, it would be a very, very scary situation over there.
I got to tell you, baseball is getting very, very juicy right now. I love it. It's
prime time.
It's a great time to be betting sports. You got pennant races going on. The baseball postseason right around the corner, Steve. I love the month of October.
I want to make something very, very fucking clear.
College and pro football, week 4, week 3. Hockey starting in 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah,
the NBA starting in 45 days. I mean, come on,
Money
guys.
to the fucking ceiling. We better get another safe.
Look,
you better get another safe at the fucking house. I see your hair standing up on your arms from here.
That's not because I'm scared.
No, that's because that that money's coming in hand over fucking fist.
I know what's coming, baby.
Only thing heavy about Skip is his motherfucking bank account and safe. Real fucking simple.
God.
Anyway, let's do a little bit more. Let's move on and let's talk about what do you want to talk about?
The National League race, just real quick. Speaking of the Nationals, they're holding a 1.5-game lead for the first wild card spot, but it sure is heating up for that National League wild card.
They're not playing bad at all. They're actually starting to click a little bit.
Well, the Nationals' problem is they don't. I think they're going to hold on. I truly do. And I actually got future bets, as you know. I made some future bets 3 months ago that the Nationals would win the National League. Because
I thought your future bet was that Steve will make $42 million this year.
Well, the price was that too. The price was right on the Nationals, but anyway, I Bob Barkered it. The price was right, but anyway, the Nationals have
you Drew carried it.
Yes, I did. The Nationals are at home against the Phillies for 5 fucking games. It was a scheduled 4-game series, but they got to make up a rain out from June 18th. That series is going to be enormous, okay? You're either going to have Bryce Harper crying on the field in Washington.
Exactly.
Wishing he was in the other locker room again.
Which he probably does, because that's what I was going to ask you. How is Philly accepting him? Because I know,
We've accepted him.
of course you have, but are you guys still like talking shit to him?
No, he's actually turned out to have a decent season.
So the fans are leaving him alone a little bit?
Yeah, listen, he's in
Hey, at that beginning of the season, you guys were fucking going hard on the dude.
He's in the top 3 in doubles in the National League. I mean, he's got 30-plus home runs, 100-plus RBIs. His average is down a little bit. But
Did he have his baby yet?
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yes.
Because I know Right Side and you guys and the family, you toured with the Phillies. I know you guys are very, very good friends.
Right Side-
Shout out to Right Side. That was hanging out with him in the hotel. And I think Right Side, you were even hanging out with the missus, right?
Yes, he was.
Two Vegas fucking people out there. Shout out. You know what I mean? Come on in, Right Side, so they can see your face real quick.
Right
Come
Side.
behind me. You've seen him on Instagram. Young, handsome motherfucker. 20 years old, having things his way. My boy Right Side, the #1 gun. Went on tour with the Phillies. You know what I mean?
Hanging out with Kayla, Bryce Harper's wife.
You know what I mean? Just, well-connected and well-respected, just like us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Keep doing that thing, youngster. You look fucking fantastic.
The Cubs and the Brewers are tied for the second wild card spot right now, Steve. I made a bold projection 2 weeks ago here in the podcast that the Cubs will come back and steal that Central Division. They're 3 games behind St. Louis, and, man, you want to talk about some good baseball. The Cubs and the Cardinals have to play each other 7 times out of their last 10 games of the season. That's going to decide everything. It's going to decide the division. It's going to decide the wild card. Chicago has been very good at home.
Let me make one decision for everybody out there. Neither one of these teams is making the fucking World Series or doing fucking nothing.
I would agree with that.
I can't stand neither one of them.
I would agree with that. The Cubs or the Cardinals are not going to the World Series. But anyway, the Cubs have no Rizzo right now.
Oh.
He's hurt.
Yes, he is.
Javi Baez, their stud shortstop, he's out for the season.
Yes, he is.
They've lost 2 games in a row to Cincinnati at Wrigley Field, which was not good. Let me just tell you, the Cubs and the Cardinals, like I said, they have a 7 games they have to play against each other.
Didn't Cubs spoil the fucking St. Louis run over the last few years? I mean,
they have.
They've kind of ruined it for them the last 3 or 4 years, right?
The Cubs have been the Cardinals' nemesis 3 out of the last 4 years, Steve. The Cubs beat St. Louis in the National League Division Series back in 2015. And then they also won a big series at the end of the year in 2017, 2018, the last 2 years, to basically keep St. Louis out of the playoffs. And it looks like it could happen again.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to watch these games. Cardinals and Cubs play each other 7 times, guys, here in the last 10 days of the season. And it's going to determine who wins that division and who goes to the wild card. Milwaukee. Shout out to Milwaukee.
The fucking Brew Crew. I've made some money on them recently.
They are tied with the Cubs right now for that second wild card spot. They're 11-2 their last 13 games. They lost Christian Yelich for the season, unfortunately, last week. He got a broken kneecap. He's out for the season. However, they just continue to win. The Brewers, one of the hottest teams, the hottest team in baseball right now, 11-2 their last 13 games. Now, Milwaukee could sneak in here, believe it or not. They have a very, very favorable schedule, Steve. They got to play San Diego one more game today, and then Pittsburgh comes into Milwaukee for 3 games. They should be able to sweep the Pirates. The Pirates are in disarray.
No, yeah, they.
And then Milwaukee has to go to Cincinnati, play 3 in Cincy, and then they finish the season in Denver, and they play 3 in Denver. The problem with Milwaukee
Which is definitely a hitter's ballpark.
The problem with Milwaukee is they're 37-38 on the road. They're playing under 500 ball on the road.
And what do you always say?
You got to be able to win on the road to get there. So listen, the wild card race in the National League is extremely fucking exciting. The Phillies and the Mets are only 3 games out. The Cubs and the Brewers are tied. I just told you Cubs are phenomenal at home. No Rizzo, no Baez. However, they do play the Cardinals 7 times, and it's going to get interesting in the National League. And if you want to know where Skipper's putting his money in baseball, 877-220-6540. Give me a call. I'll work with you in baseball, college football, NFL. Hockey's right around the corner. Steve, I'm out of fucking breath.
Well,
I got cotton mouth.
I got you. Well, look, man.
I got to get into the sales
You've
room.
definitely done your job. We give the people what they fucking asked for. Big Skipper, Steve Stevens, a.k.a. Surf and Turf, back in the fucking house. And like I said, giving out golden nuggets that there's no other fucking place to get. Guys, don't forget, we're doing the giveaway. Get this motherfucking NHL puck signed by our boy Marc-Andre Fleury and our boy, the big motherfucking hurt that fucking kills him out there.
Carlson.
William Carlson, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, you deserve to make money, Everybody out there, you're looking for the finer things in life. You need a second income. There's more money to be made in sports betting than any other investment in the world, and now is the time to do it. Make sure you take advantage of our promotion. Make sure you enter the giveaway to get that fucking NHL puck. And more importantly, make sure you start winning the games. Guys, don't give away your hard-earned money to these fucking bookies. You deserve a second income. Spend that $100 bill. Give us a call. Remember, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Behalf of VIP Sports, myself, the Big Skipper, we love you. Let's go get that money. And remember one thing. Don't let the players be the only ones to get paid. We love you. We're out. See you. Wouldn't want to be you.
Oh, yeah. Fuck 'em. I don't even rap, but we had to do this for him anyway, Dirt. Fuck 'em. Number one documented company in the motherfucking world, huh? Yeah, I'm right here, Dirt. Hustler, Bookie Killer, my money long. Now I'm legit, but I used to get my money wrong. I used to pimp, jack fools to get guap. So last thing I sweat, some sucker punk cop. Right like a boss when I'm in the ghost. You run up on it, bang, another hit of smoke. Came from the bottom and found a way out. Wow. Bet sports ain't never gonna play out. 10 grand to lose, 20 to gain. In my brain, my game's stronger than cocaine. Gotta get paid tonight, you motherfucking right. Play with my money, you're playing with your motherfucking life. White, rich, and hard, new reality star. 19, I had a $100,000 car. Fuck your bookie, I'm taking them all down. Kiss my ass, twist the cap off the crown. Cause I ain't trying to take no shorts. I'm CEO of VIP Sports. Motherfucking right, and I'm a hustler. Get it right, motherfucker. Steve motherfucking Stevens. Best motherfucker alive.